What killed Old Country Buffet? I will tell you about it on this Fast Food Minute. Now, if you haven't heard of Old Country Buffet, that is okay. It just means that you're younger than 60. It was at one point part of a massive group of buffet chains that had locations across the country. In 2006, a parent of Old Country Buffet and Hometown Buffet, called Buffets Inc., acquired Ryan's Restaurant Group, which owned the buffet brands Ryan's Grill and Fire Mountain. The deal was valued at $876 million and gave the brand 675 locations in 42 states, and that would be their peak. By 2021, 15 years and 4 bankruptcies later, the last of those restaurants closed for good. Exactly why is a matter of perspective. Now, consumer appetite for chain buffets has dwindled over the years, and several of them have declined or shut down altogether, and that does make some sense as the economics of buffets became more difficult and younger consumers shifted spending to brands like Applebee's, Chili's, or Chipotle. And some buffet brands remain and are doing okay, such as Golden Corral, which generated $1.6 billion in sales last year. In reality, what killed Old Country Buffet was the same thing that killed a lot of other restaurant chains over the years: too much debt and bad management. When Old Country Buffet bought Ryan's, it took on a lot of debt to make the deal work, more than $900 million worth to be exact. Now, debt is important because it costs a lot of money to build, maintain, and buy restaurants, but too much of it, and you can't do things like invest in technology or fix equipment or pay workers. Consumers notice this and sales drop. Buffets Inc. lost money from the get-go, and as consumers cut back on dining during the Great Recession, the company could not pay its debt and filed for bankruptcy in 2008, but it did not eliminate enough of that debt during the bankruptcy process and was back in bankruptcy court just 3 years later. Buffets Inc. was sold in 2015 to an investor called Food Management Partners, which owned the buffet brand Furs, which also filed for bankruptcy at one point. Food Management Partners aggressively cut costs at those brands. It also closed a lot of restaurants and often sold the equipment quickly. One such round of closures led to a lawsuit from a landlord, which prompted bankruptcy number 3 in 2016. Buffets Inc. kept closing locations, and then the pandemic happened, and the buffet business pretty much evaporated for a time. By 2021, the company filed for a 4th bankruptcy, but by that time, the buffet locations were shut down for good, and that was the end of a debt-laden buffet behemoth. I'm Jonathan Mays, and this was Fast Food Minute.